Welcome to a lesson with Dr. Powell. Let's take a look at how to take the inverse of a matrix. Let's start with the 2 by 2. Okay, suppose we have something like 2, 4, 3, and 8. And let's find the inverse matrix of this. This is a 2 by 2. The inverse matrix is the matrix such that if I multiply that by the inverse by this matrix, I should get the identity matrix, which looks like this with ones down the diagonal. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, something to multiply this to. So what are we going to multiply it to? Well, first, just take the determinant of this matrix. We get 16 minus 12, which is 4, and I'm going to write 1/4 times, then let's write down a matrix. The way we're going to do this is we're just going to switch these two entries and make these ones negative. And we're done. All you do is switch those two, make those negative, and say 1 over the determinant. For a 2 by 2, at least formulaically, that is a great way to do it. Now, we haven't explained why that works here in this video. It's just a demonstration of the mechanics of what we do in order to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. Now we can check it. You think we got 16 minus 12 over 4. Hey, that's a 1. That's good. 3 times, yeah, that's a 0. You can just go ahead and check this. Negative 8 and 8, that's a 0 there. And we have 3, so negative 12 and 16, 4 over 4 again is 1. So we've been successful at finding the inverse matrix of a 2 by 2. Okay, now let's consider the question of a 3 by 3. All right, finding the inverse. Well, let's put one down randomly here. 0, negative 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, and maybe 0 here. Okay, so let's find the inverse of this matrix. So what we're going to do to find the inverse of this is first, let's take transpose. 1, 0, negative 1, 2, 1, 3. Notice what we're doing. We're just taking each row and turning it into a column. 4, 2, 0. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just write out a plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, make it a checkerboard pattern. And then we have plus, minus, plus. Okay. Then as we go through here, let's just pick an entry. Let's figure out what this entry was going to be in the inverse of this matrix. Now to do that, I'm going to go through the transpose. And here, let's just go to 1, this position here, and then go kitty corner to it, like take out this row and that column. And look at this right here and find the determinant of this. So this is what, 0 minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to put down a minus 6 here. Okay, all right, in that particular position right after the plus. Now here, let's go to the next place right here, 2. Let's see, I got 0 minus a negative 2, so that would be a positive 2. So I'll just put a 2 right here. Okay, now we'll go to this position here and take out this row and this column and just think of right here. We have 0 minus a negative 1, so that would be a plus 1. Okay, next, what's going to go in this position? So we think of crossing out this row and this column, and we end up getting 2 times 0 is 0 minus 12. So get a negative 12 here, 12. Okay, now here in this position, same thing, cross out that and that. So we have 0 minus a negative 4, which would be a positive 4. Then in this position right here, cross that out and that. Okay, then we're left with, say, 3 minus a negative 2, which would be 3 plus 2, which would be 5, positive 5. Okay, now let's go to this position right here. Cross out that column and cross out that row. And we'll just look here, we say 4 minus 4, that's a 0. All right, now we go to here, cross out this and this. So we have 2 minus 0, so just 2. Then we come over here, cross that out. So we have 1 minus, so just a 1. Okay, this is basically almost the inverse. We just need to divide by the determinant of the original matrix. And we can divide by the determinant by using various methods of finding the determinant. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 times this determinant and then add this times that determinant. You can double check that that actually will be the determinant. It's the same as doing this over here, this determinant. In the analogy I give in the book that this video corresponds to, here I can keep going down this column and looking at things kitty corner to it. So this and here, right here, or this, and both of these will retain a positive sign. So the determinant is going to be 1 times this determinant, which is -6. So we get -6. And then we take -1 times this determinant up here, which actually ends up being 0, 4 minus 4, 0. So it's really nice. It's just 1 times that determinant, which ends up just being -6. So the whole inverse is going to be 1 over -6 multiplied to this matrix. Now, of course, if you have a double negative, make it a positive. And so we can come through and do that. So this will just be positive 12. This over here would be just -6. Okay, positive. You don't have to write positive down when it's positive. And there's our inverse. You can double check it. Maybe just in a couple places. Let's see. Yeah, if you multiply this and this, you're going to get -6 over -6, which is 1. We'd want a 1 in the top corner. Let's just think here. If we do 2, 1, 3, and this right here, yeah, we end up getting 0. So it looks like very promising. Looks like that is what our inverse is. Thanks for watching.